Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Joe from Minimalist Fitness. I'm here in Portland, Maine at the where the hell am I? I'm in the Four River Sanctuary on the tracks. This is an awesome place to bring your dog or escape the city. In this video, I want to talk about how to set up your diet or fix a broken one. So I've talked about dieting a lot, but I've never actually explained how to set it up so that you're doing it right. Everyone's trying to lose weight, but there's too much information out there. There's a lot of conflicting advice: low carb, low fat, low sugar, vegetarian, vegan, paleo, all these different ideas, and it overwhelms people. People are just trying to lose weight, and there's just too much information. I talk about this in my book, How to Get Fit When You've Got Other Shit to Do. I'll put a link to that in the top right again. It's this problem of too much. There's just too much information, and it overwhelms us. And what we really want to do is we want to get back to the fundamentals of weight loss. And that all boils down to the energy surplus and deficit. So that's all you really want to focus on for a good weight loss diet. Energy surplus means you're taking in a surplus amount of food so that your body ends up storing the extra as weight, as fat. And then an energy deficit means you're not taking in enough food so that your body will start to use the stored fat. So that's what you want to do for a weight loss diet. So we're going to focus right in on that energy deficit. You can do that a couple of ways. You can have an energy deficit also by exercising or by eating less, or both. But we're going to talk about just the eating less part. Okay, so the first part of that is finding what your energy deficit is. What's the amount of food that you need to eat so that your body will start burning fat? It'll need to pick from your stored fat in order to fuel itself. So that's an amount of calories that you're going to eat every day. So I'm going to jump into a video of me showing you how to calculate your energy deficit. So this is an Android phone, but it's very similar on iPhone. You're first going to go to the App Store. On Android, it's the Google Play Store. On iPhone, it's just the App Store. And we're going to search for MyFitnessPal. You'll see it's this top option that's come in, Calorie Counter MyFitnessPal, and install the app. Now once it's finished installing, we'll open the app. And this is the intro screen. And we're just going to sign up and make a new account. You can sign up using Facebook or with email. I'm just going to do with email. So the first step is to pick your goal. I think for most of us it's to lose weight. You can do it for the other options, but we're going to look at losing weight. The second is your activity level. You want to be honest about this. It's how active are you for a typical day. For me, I'm a computer programmer, so I'm sitting most of the day or standing, but I'm not really moving around much. So I'm going to go with not very active. If you're someone that's walking around a lot, you might pick lightly active. Or if you're, let's say, a food server and you work every day, that's pretty active. I'm going to go with not very active. Now you want to say some details about ourselves that will help it. MyFitnessPal will calculate the calories, and so they need to know certain things like how old you are, your gender. So I'll do male. My birthday. To change the year, you touch this top left corner here where the year is. Pick the right year. Pick the day. You can swipe or click these arrows to switch the month. And I don't know if this might be optional, your location. I'll do it anyway. And then click next in the top right. Finally, your height and current weight. I'm 6'0". You can also do centimeters. And then your current weight. Click set when you're done. And next again up in the top right. Then you're going to pick your goal weight. So for me, right now it's 165. Click set. And then you pick your weekly goal. So how much weight do you want to lose per week? Obviously, if you do more, like 2 pounds per week, it's going to be more restrictive. You're going to have to eat even less. So you can see they have the word recommended here for 1 pound a week. That's a good balance of restriction, so you'll still lose weight, but it won't feel so restrictive on you. So I'll go with that, 1 pound a week. And then click next. Finally, you put your email and password in and pick a username. I'm just going to put a fake email in here. And a weak password. Now auto-populate a username. You can put whatever you want there. And I do not want an email. Then click next. So what's happening now, it's going to create your account and calculate the amount of calories you need to eat in order to lose that 1 pound of fat per week. So here it is. They've calculated that I need 1,770 calories per day in order to lose that 1 pound a week. So now from here you can have reminders, so it'll remind you to track. I don't want that. I think you can click back, but you can also click start tracking now. It's going to try to have you start tracking stuff that you might have already ate, but we don't need to do that. We're just going to click skip. It's down in the bottom left. It'll ask you to upgrade to premium. We don't need to do that. And here it is. So this is MyFitnessPal. You'll see in the top portion they have what your goal is for the day. They subtract the food and the exercise, and then that shows how many calories you have left over here remaining. So that's it. Now I'm going to show you how to do the same process really quickly on the web from a desktop or laptop computer. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to set up MyFitnessPal on a desktop or laptop computer. So I'm in Google Chrome right now, but you might use Internet Explorer, whatever your browser of choice is, maybe Firefox. We're just going to go to myfitnesspal.com. This is the welcome page, and we're just going to sign up with email. You can do Facebook if you'd like. This will show you how to sign up with email. The first step is put in your email. I'm going to just do a fake one again, like I did with the Android setup. Click continue. Next you need to enter a bunch of details that are going to help it calculate what your deficit is. My current weight, 180. I'm 6'0". My goal weight right now is 165. I am male. Birthday, May 9th, 1980. Zip code and a username. This can be whatever you want. Describe what your normal daily activity is like. For me, I'm a software developer. I will do sedentary because I'm mostly sitting or standing. You want to pick you can see these descriptions here. They'll describe what you might decide to choose. So for exercise, you can put something in here. We're only going to be worrying about tracking food. We're not going to be tracking exercise, so you don't really have to put anything in there. We're going to track calories, and you want to pick a goal. So it defaults to 1 pound per week because that's a good balance of restriction, something that's tolerable. It doesn't feel too strict. You can also do like 2 pounds per week, but you'll end up having to eat less, of course. So we'll keep it 1 pound a week. I'm going to turn off this email newsletters, click save and continue. Now they're going to try to upsell us. Actually, no, they're trying to get us to invite friends because you can interact with people on MyFitnessPal, kind of like Facebook. It's definitely something I think you should do if you can, but we're going to skip it for now. And then, so MyFitnessPal has calculated a estimate for us. It thinks I should have about 1,760 calories a day as my target, and that will lead to the projected weight loss of 1 pound per week. And they're predicting we'll lose 5 pounds by in 1 month, by the June 24th. So that's it for setting it up. We can do get started now, and it'll bring us into the main screen. So you'll see this is what we have left for calories for the day. And if you scroll down, you kind of have a news feed that will show up. You might be able to see friends' statuses or relevant articles. This is it. This is the main screen. So now let's jump back to the video. Alright, so now you saw me use MyFitnessPal to calculate your calorie deficit. Mine's 1,800 calories. And all you need to do is hold that value every day. So you need to eat that amount or less every day. That's all you need to do. It's not about what you eat. It's not about carbs. Just focus on that. That's what's going to get you to lose weight. Now, it's tricky, I know. The tricky part is being honest and making sure you're actually eating that amount. The way you do that is by tracking. So you're going to use MyFitnessPal again to track very rigidly what you're eating. So I'm going to jump into another video showing me tracking my calories, showing how to be rigid, how to be careful so that you're not underestimating or overestimating. It's really easy to think that you're tracking everything, but really you're missing things like cooking oil or things like that. It's really easy to overestimate and underestimate. So I'm going to jump into that video now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you exactly how to track some food that I'm about to eat. So I've got some salmon here, and here's my food scale. So I'm going to weigh the food, salmon. You can actually have this done when you buy the salmon, but I'm going to show you anyway. So I'll take the salmon out. I'll turn the unit on. I'm just going to leave this protective paper on there because it doesn't weigh much. And so you'll see it weighs 194 grams. So now we're going to jump into MyFitnessPal and record that. So we open it up and you can see we still have 1,770 calories remaining for the day. So in order to track the salmon, there's a couple ways we can do it. In this app, there's this blue circle down at the bottom right. If I touch that, it'll give us some options. We're just going to hit the food option in the center here. So we're tracking lunch for this example. You would put whatever meal you're putting it in for. And you can do a couple things. You can search for the food, which you'll search through MyFitnessPal's database, or you can use this barcode scanner right here. And our salmon didn't have a barcode, but for certain foods that you buy that have a barcode, you can usually scan it in and it will already have the calorie data for you. So we're going to search The piece that I weighed was a piece of Atlantic salmon from the grocery store. So I'll just type in Atlantic salmon and search, and you'll get a list of a bunch of different things called Atlantic salmon. So this is where it's up to you to make sure you're picking the most accurate option. If you pick something that's not really what you're eating, you could underestimate, and then you'll go over your calories and you won't know it. So you want to be very honest here, and in the worst case, if you really can't find it, you should just pick the option that has the most calories so that you don't underestimate. So right here, I'm going to go and pick this Atlantic salmon Kirkland signature version here. This is, I believe, pretty accurate. Most salmon is about the same across the board for calories. The green shield with the check mark in it, that just means that it's official, certified for MyFitnessPal. So I'll pick that. This next screen lets you put in exactly how much you're eating. So we weighed it at about 192 grams. So I'll pick this serving size option here, and I'll pick 1 gram as the measurement and 198 as the, so that will multiply out 198 grams. Click save. You'll see it's showing us at about 339 calories, and I'll hit this check mark in the top right. So you see we've added that to our log. So if you look at the top here, we started with 1770 and subtracted the salmon calories of 339, means we have 1,431 calories left. And so that means you need to space out your food throughout the day so that when that gets to 0, you don't eat anymore. So that's essentially all you're doing. Now, you want to make sure you're being honest and you're tracking everything. So I know that when I'm cooking this salmon, I'll need to use cooking oil. I'm going to use exactly measured out 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So I need to add that as well. I'll add the food, search for it. And in the list of options, I actually have this brand Viva Labs right here. And it's already set up for 1 tablespoon at 125 calories. So that's added. That's my lunch. You might have vegetables that you want to add. You'll weigh those and add them. You might have a beverage. Just make sure you're tracking every single thing you put in your mouth. You don't have to track things like spices, like salt and pepper. Those don't have calories. The other thing is, MyFitnessPal lets you track exercise. I would advise against that. So calories burned, it's notoriously inaccurate. So we're not going to track exercise. So just don't even go there. So that's really it. You want to make sure you're being very honest, picking the thing. If you can't find it, pick the thing with the most calories so you're not underestimating. And then each day, just stay under or equal your remaining calories. If you do that and you're honest, you will lose the estimated weight that you picked for your goal. So for me, it would be 1 pound a week. That's all you got to do. The challenging part is being strict and honest. So let's jump back into the video. Cool. Now you saw how to track very specifically, very rigidly, being honest so that you don't miss anything. So right now we have your energy deficit calculated, and we showed you how to track so that you stay in that deficit. The only missing ingredient is to make sure you track your weight to make sure it's working. So you can do this by looking at yourself in the mirror, weighing yourself on the scale, seeing how your clothes fit. The way I think you should do it to make sure you're doing it right is just weigh yourself in the morning every day at the same time after you use the bathroom. So wake up, go pee, weigh yourself, and then write it down. You're doing this because you want to know if it's working. If you're being really honest and tracking very specifically, you're not missing anything, but your weight isn't going down, you may need to reduce the calories. You may need to decrease or increase your deficit. That's really it. Be rigid. Forget all this other stuff you've learned. Forget all the noise. It's valuable, but it's overwhelming. You need to focus on just that energy deficit. Track everything. Be rigid. Be careful. Be honest. And then watch the weight come off. That's really it. I know that's a lot. If you have any questions, please message me on Instagram, or leave a comment on the video, or message me on Twitter. If you haven't yet, go to my blog, minimalist.fitness. I'll put a link up there and in the description. I write a lot about this kind of stuff, different ways to make tracking easier, making all this dieting not so hard on you, make it not feel like it's dieting. And then definitely sign up for my newsletter. That will let you email me personally, and when I put new posts out, the people on my newsletter get it first. So it's definitely good value. So that's it. I will see you in the next video. Peace.